Howdy everyone, and welcome back. Just throwing some trade posts down right now. And we'll get right back to it. Last time we left off, the fight continued in Greece, but it was smaller scale now. And our campaign in Hispania is going quite well. Pompey is on the move in a direction, but I'm not sure where. He might be moving to Toledo, and he might be moving to Salduba. If he moves there, we'll be a little exposed. But I feel confident we can... let's try someone else. Yeah, essentially jog back and... Oh, I bet 12 days. Anyway, the supplies are continuing to flow. Money continues to be a constant issue. That's not really a problem. What am I looking at? Oh, whoops. We control most of the roads. Now, control the road doesn't mean we hold the road. But Pompey, he's probably gonna have a hard time surviving if he goes up there. And honest to God, we can probably just, pincer him between the two. Tarraco is our big defensive base right now. Tarraco. And, just to wager on the safe side. We'll send those guys back. Orders to enter the structure. That'll be fine. Caesar is chock full of supplies. His carts aren't though, and they're going to be rushing back at best possible speed. It's October. We made it to southern Spain. We'll probably take the rest of it pretty soon, if I'm honest. I believe Mark Antony will be able to take a bit to Augusta and Salamanca on his own with his army with fairly little problem. We're operating in the region with overwhelming force. Let's see if we can rush Carthago Novago. Or Carthago Nova. Novago. Carthago Novago. If we capture it, it should provide a pretty nifty little supply base even further down the coast. Once again, marring our Nostrum. Or Nostrumming our mare. Mare. Whatever. It's actually not even that bad. I was expecting higher casualties. Yeah, Caesar is just, gonna be given the green light to go for anything he sees. Looks like Pompey also pulled back, and we found the slaves, and hey, that's all of them. Finally got all those slaves from what are y'all anyway? Lottery, the Servile Rebellion, and some gladiators. Quintus Valerius Orca. Yeah, there we go. Finally got rid of that stupid slave rebellion down there. Now we just gotta go get the other slave rebellion up in Rome. Or Servile Plebeian rebellion. Apollonia's been breached once. Okay, let's see. Gaul, Italy, and Illyria are ours. We have some bad omens, which make our people feel kind of bad about it, but not that bad since we're absolutely kicking butt. The Nile has flooded and freaked out everyone. Some transports have been in those locations. Sulla's gonna have to go back to Rome. How many prisoners do we have now? We got a lot of freaking prisoners, man. Gonna bust off 2 legions over here to go relieve Athens. Those guys are gonna start marching back and see if they can't deal with that problem. But he's not activated, so the paperwork's gonna get in the way. All in all, Greece still needs a decisive victory. One we are going to fail to give them. For now. Right, the Impedimenta will remain up there. Looks like Pompey is kind of falling back. Sort of half-heartedly. Well, we're gonna go take Emerita Augusta. If we can. And just Corduba. Honestly, can we just... It would be an awesome show of force. But how long would it even take to get down there? It's not actually as long as I thought it would. I hesitate to do it. I'm gonna just go to Hispaniolis. If we take Corduba as well, that'll be excellent. It'll really secure us a long supply chain. It'll secure the grain, which should make Sulla's job like 1,000 times easier, since he's basically just been fighting the random people of Rome for like... It's gonna have to be enough there, Chief. Okay. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking about doing that instead. Because he can actually make it there, and you are activated. That is a pretty big difference. There. 2 legions of roughly the same amount of men. Technically the same amount of organizational structure. Yeah, 2 Italic legions and a Macedonian one. That's not a... Actually works out pretty well. Let's sell some people. Because we got about 9,000 right now. Sell 2,000, bring us down to 7,000. We could get a new legion, but I don't need a new legion right now. So we're just gonna hold on to it and use it to surprise Pompey at the worst possible moment. Besides, I'll let our men rest. We can then seize Gades. We'll have the grain. Life will not be terrible. Mark Antony's gonna kill Pompey up in the north. Everything's gonna work out great. Did I forget anything? Let's see. There's really 3 fronts. Sulla, he's moving. Greece, crazy joint operations are going on. And Spain, of course. Let's go! Caesar, smash! Who knows, maybe Caesar will bump into that main army and kill it too. Alright, so that's Caesar's assault on Castellum. He takes Corduba. Pompey sidesteps Mark Antony. It looks like he's going to Salduba with a bunch of guys. That's the Merita Augusta. He's not going to make it all the way to Tarraco, is he? Because I kind of was banking on those forts. I was kind of banking on those forts stopping him. I don't know how forts work in this game. In every other Aegean game, they stop movement on them, and you can't move past them. Well, there go my supply carts. And my entire supply base. Really thought. Well, I'm just kind of confused. Oh well, whatever. Go take... So if I forced to march it, there's a decent chance he'll just not make it. We'll go base over here. I don't need to force march, just march. Pompey has weirdly sidestepped us. I'm gonna get my fleet down to Carthago Nova, just so it's a little bit closer for me, in case Pompey tries to do something crazy up here. Retaking land is fairly easy, compared to, you know, taking the first place. I'd rather hold on to Toletum than than the others. It's kind of naturally in the way. Maybe it's size 2 forts that block. I feel weird about that. Or maybe it's that he has military control over that region. I'm confused. But I do think he has all my fucking supply units. Bastard. Like literally all of them. course, Pharsalus has fallen again. Greece remains that annoying clusterfuck. Stop rebelling. And now it's all snowy in all the mountain regions. I can't get through them to get to Pompey. I bet you it's because I don't have military control over all the regions around the forts. And so you can just kind of walk past them. I need to get military control around them as well. That's probably what I haven't succeeded in doing. Probably why my forts aren't working like I think they should. Yeah, it would explain why they can walk through there. Oh well, we'll just keep tearing our way through to the grain supplies we need anyway. Everything else has gone all to hell already anyway. So we're gonna just go full offensive. We bound our fleet down to Carthaginovo. There goes the militia mob. Fairly large fight there. We won it though. Once again. Pompey looks like he stopped at Saguntum. We'll have Mark Antony start marching north, minus the 1st Germanic. Just gonna go over there. First, I'll put these guys under siege, though. But securing my flanks, not having a giant long corridor down, pfft, nah. That said, I am actually going to try and learn my lesson. And start sending cavalry to secure the alternate exits from my areas. Except for that one. And they'll just kind of stand there and look menacing. That is one thing military control does affect. Which is, if you have military control over a region, you can move into it. Is there another grain riot literally after we finished the last one? There was. There was immediately. Raise money, sell prisoners. Keep the rest of the change on us for now. That was a loud burst of thunder. Literally about to secure the grain, guys. You really need to eat today. Can you not eat tomorrow or something? So ungrateful. Yeah, we'll need to punish the areas around our forts. Just a second. Anyway, to maintain military control. So we'll probably want to, we're going to march down here. So we'll want to gather here. And that should keep, guys from moving around our side. Grain riot should be over soon. Ish. Caesar's men have more or less enough food. Pompey is moving north again. That should end some of our grain problems for now. The loss of Vidacum, so that's something we did. Which means their capital moved over here, doesn't it? No, it's moved down here. Does that mean Pompey's still up there? It does. I suspect Pompey will soon leave for his new capital, though. Legion can hold there. Mark Antony's men can regain their stamina there. 5, 6, 7 legions. Let's hope that 7th Legion will not be too harshly missed. How long would it take Caesar to march all the way to Carthage? Okay, so from there, 20... Two months at sea. Not counting now. Raise more money, sell more prisoners. And keep buying more legionaries. Go have them stand out there and, I don't know, at least go take Pharsalus. Caesar will march there, he'll be exhausted. And his men will essentially hop on a boat up to Imperi and go wait inside the city. Keeping Pompey from doing anything too crazy. Meanwhile, Mark Antony will just try and hold that river there, keeping Pompey's only line out going down this way, which Caesar might also just come up. Kinda depends. A lot of it kinda depends. Still, this is a much better state than we were at the beginning. Pompey may very well soon leave for Africa. Be a much welcome change, not having to run around the largest province in the Roman Empire. Well, aside from Gaul. Lord help us if he gets in there. Kind of doubt Caesar can make it all the way to Carthaginople. Got rid of that revolt. Caesar bumped into militia, I guess. I think he's going to Salmontica? I think. Okay. We control what I'm gonna call enough grain for things to not be insane. Sicily, we've got it. Bytus, we've got it. Egypt, we ain't gonna get it for a while. Africa's next on their shit list. More seamen, that's good. Did we take any prisoners? Nope, we killed them all. That was only 300 guys. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, it's a tornado hit near my house about a week ago, and it was raining really heavy outside, and for a second there it sounded just like wind, and I freaked out a little. I'm actually still freaking out. I didn't think I would freak out this much. Oh boy. Gonna have these Germanic cavalry go kind of ride a circuit around those areas. Gonna pull the first Germanic back. Gonna have some Equites. Just kind of kick out and go watch this area, because I think he's going over there. Both of them are under orders to fall the fuck back. Avoid all enemy contact. It's like, what, a legion in Tarako right now? We could probably just hop on the boat and go overpower them. Seven legions and a bunch of dudes. Could just go take Utica. So that's 2, 5, 7. Means there should be 4 in Egypt. Yeah, and 4 in Egypt. Really, we control the majority of the grain for right now. Africa looks like it'll be pretty easy to deal with. Gades. Yeah, sure, I can always use some more Numidian horsemen. Hell, we'll use them to secure the area. These guys will secure the roads, and then whatever else they feel like. Oh, we got a lot of money. Set up to actually... Yeah, that's enough to actually put a dent in how many replacements we need. It's gonna cost us a total of morale. But we'll just raise some more money. Because we are currently dominating in morale right now. We've lost a lot less men. We finally, like, really outpushed him in that area. I think this is Salduba's a really, really good defensive position. If I'm being honest, it's kind of flanked on 3 sides by a river. There's a road out the back. But I mean, we own the road, so it's going to be pretty hard for them to get in if they want to get in. He's really only got full 3 full-strength legions. We might just go for the guy with Mark Antony. We'll just set him on a constant pursuit course to essentially quite literally engage with and destroy the enemy at all points and opportunities. This legion will hold up over here. There's some thunder close by. I'm sorry, I feel weird. I didn't think it would affect me. I don't think it would affect me like it would do. Caesar's not moving, I'm just getting an idea. I'll wait for the snows to lift for Caesar. We'll probably wind up transferring a legion up to Mark Antony, which will probably walk along with Caesar. How long would it take you to get up there? 48? Probably shorter once you rest. Which they'll move out next month. Anything special in Greece? Auxiliaries are finally securing the area. Come to think of it, I'm actually just gonna kind of call in my auxiliary horde. And those auxiliaries are great because they're pretty cheap and pretty easy to use. Oh, is there still someone in there? Alright, well the Minervine Legion will deal with them. It's just a wandering militia unit. Shouldn't be too hard. I will polish up our military control over the area with the help of some auxiliaries, which really we need a lot more of in a lot more places. No, we'll leave them out for now. It's one thing I do want to note about these replacements is they're not always combat replacements. It's one of the reasons why sometimes the replacement tallies can seem so high. Is you're not just replacing losses incurred on the how do I put it? On the field of battle, but it also represents desertion, people who just get lost while marching and kind of fuck off. And other stuff like that. There's a few notes, also, men wounded in the field of battle. There's a, at least in later versions of the game, specifically the Civil War one I know has this, is that when stragglers or people wounded in combat, there's a modifier applied to their loss. So say you lose, each unit has about 10 hit points. And so let's say you, so how do I put it? Each unit has 10 subunits, and each subunit has 10 hit points. And so each unit, we'll say it has about 6 to 8 actual subunits, so it's got 60 to 80 hit points. So let's say you lose, 20 hit points. It's a pretty grueling march in winter. But you don't actually see any combat. It's mostly just men deserting and wandering off. Some guys got lost. Well, the replacements you buy will represent on some hand men finding their way back and the financial problems of dealing with that. And also there's a modifier applied to losses in battle that can be influenced by having doctors or stuff on hand. who will add those men back into your recruitment pool that you pull from. So essentially, in this game's context, you would get a denarius for every man you lost, so you could spend it on more manpower. Except in that case, there's a separate one over here that's essentially number of dudes available to your country. And they would become available again as they're still in government service, but you'd have to re-equip them. And so sometimes replacements represents more replacement equipment than replacement troops. A body can fill the hole. You just need a like an extra sword, an extra pair of chainmail, a gun, or whatever for them. And that's why these are, I find, sometimes quite interesting. We'll get some extra line replacements. Fucking thunder, man. That's why our militia's been steadily checking upward, even though most of our militia units that are engaged in combat are completely destroyed, and don't really need replacements. Alright, let's go. Mark is gonna try and find Pompey and stab all of the dudes following him. And possibly Pompey. Go get him, Mark. Chase him down. I do kind of wonder where Pompey is going, though. Hell, I wonder if he knows where he's going. What? Oh, yeah, for solace. You found him. Just keep chasing him, Mark. Just keep putting the quote-unquote herd on him. Cappadocian Heaven Infantry? What the hell? What are they? Where are they from? Weird. In Pharsalus? I might just leave a legion standing there. It seems to be a high traffic area. Attaboy, Mark Anthony. There's a screenshot. That is a blood fucking letting. Jesus, we took 1,200 prisoners on the field of battle, and the casualties were 12,000 men our side, 11,000 their side. That means Pompey has an army of 6,000 men versus our army of almost 17. Jesus Christ, we virtually annihilated each other. And Pompey's just chasing the bastard. He's hunting him down. This is going to be the end of Pompey's army if he doesn't get out of there. Hell, that's a legion. We're chasing a legion through the woods. God, he's going to have to stop, but I am really happy with what happened there. Alright, these equites can... Coming down that road, do that. I'll go over here. Just stop and recuperate. It's fucking amazing. Second Germania will go down over to Salmonica. Or Salmontica or whatever. Yeah, that was the big one. Get to national morale. We'll have those cavalry start, well, essentially doing the rounds around all the forts, getting us some military control of the area. Yeah, go assault it at the end of your run. Mark Anthony's killed fucking everything. Jesus, he's down to 1,900 men. We'll rest up. We'll hit him again. Kill that whole damn army off. Jesus, that was a chunk. He bit a chunk out of them. He's got 2 more turns. He'll retreat down to Salduba. Only take him 6 days. He'll be able to rest up, sort of lessen his supply loss rate down there. This legion will go take Tarraco, whatever. He'll evade combat, drop them off. Yeah. We'll be directly in Egypt. Seize the grain, seize the roads. At that point, our Numidian allies will probably come in and help us. I love this. Let's see. I do like how you can actually see the count of them. There's 10 guys per elephant. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 80 men per each elephant. Well, 78. One of them must have 2 men missing. We'll go take Thessalonica. And what a cluster. Kind of wonder how Pompey still has 100% control over that region. More slaves. And more thunder. God, I'm weirded out by the idea that this thunder is freaking me out. Is this 28? 30. We have enough on that. That's good. There we go. Spent all of our money on replacements. Have enough to hold up there. Sending a legion that way. The fleet's gonna go do some cool stuff. We're gonna open up yet another front on Pompey, who's barely got an army. Personal army. He's gonna need to get out of Spain at this rate. We're gonna go take Africa, finish off the grain riots, and well, then at that point, we might, honest to God, go get into Egypt. Or just start an invasion of, here. Whew. Put our chips on the table. Let's go. I am proud of Mark Antony, though. Man, he killed so many dudes. And on a river crossing, too. Just doesn't have the men to finish him off. Well, he does, but they're just tired. And I don't want him to... what I really don't want to happen is for Pompey to have his army recover. What do we attack? Salmatica. Oh, okay, up there, 5,000 versus 7,000. Oh, the Lusitani, okay. And I'm betting the guys we're talking about are actually pinned up in there. Yeah, like I'm betting most of these are garrisoned units inside Thessalonica, and that's just cavalry outside. Talking about here, Turku? Oh, a bunch of militia beat us. How about that? Oops. Keep accidentally opening it because it's right next to the number keys. Go get him, Tiger. Gaul, Italy, and Illyria. Stytis. Since he has Roman adventurer Publius status in his troops, made of Italian proscripts and African fighters. Friend of Bacchus from Marentia, he chooses to side with Caesar. Oh yeah, brother. Welcome to the club. Alright, let's go do an ultimate Caesar power move and seize everything. Maximum all-out assault. The only person spared is going to be this auxiliary guy. He's going to go secure me some grain. When I say opening up a new front, I mean like prying open and pouring a new front down their mouth. Alright, and these guys can go hang out at Corrales or something, because I'm not leaving my fleet just sort of out dicks in the wind. And yeah, that's big enough. They can feed themselves from that port. Keep patrolling. Endless patrols. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take our eyes off of Pompey because Mark here is gonna go seize some stuff for us. Leave an auxiliary unit hanging out in there. Actually, I kind of doubt they're going to push me fast enough, so I'm instead just going to put an actual garrison unit in there. They're stupid cheap and stupid effective at what they do, which is sort of kind of like the McRib for armies. They clog vital arteries. That'll also give them that depot that they need to really build that army back up. Since we know Pompey's army is Marcus's army is a killer on its own. And we don't need to worry about anything else. Alright, Caesar. Go get us all of Africa. Had a little bit of combat in the Mediterranean. Or, not the Mediterranean, the Greece got a lot of combat in the Mediterranean. Whew. Pompey's back on the move. Our legion's still dealing with their legion. If you actually look closely, there's a little battle line down there that tells you what's going on. We found an army of almost equal size to ours and beat it to death with fairly low casualties. In fact, we killed half of the damn thing. Followed up by another somewhat insane assault, which we killed most of the garrison. And the rest of the garrison. 30,000 men. 9 days. Fuck me, at this point it's just processing. It's an actual army down in Dodone. Our auxiliaries met their auxiliaries, and our auxiliaries lost. Mark and Pompey have found each other again. And Mark stabbed his army again, inflicting crippling losses. Thank you for coming. That was just lucky on our part. Was that 4 legions? Yeah, 4 legions, some auxiliaries. Oh, cool. We took Salamanca. Hell, we got most of Spain at this point. Oh, excuse me. Honestly, I'm just gonna take Mark out of command again. You go sit there. You take town. Oh, they're actually resisting. Endless patrols. Okay, I want to go through this real quick. We took... So that's 15,000 men and all his cavalry lost. Another 1,500 men. Why did these guys get prisoners? So that's about 1,000. Man. Not a good day for those guys. Kind of want these guys to go find out what's over there. Gonna offer some reforms. Peace of Rome. Subvert the hell out of these spots, specifically Sirtra. That should decisively end the grain problems we may be having. Now just a touch of requisitions, since everything's going so well over here. I can feel Sulla hating me every time he's able to solve a problem. I just come in and I'm like, okay, cool. Now destroy the local economy. Go find me more money. I'm thinking honestly we pull back here since there's an army kind of right there. Because we could just rush it. We could. Honestly, no, yeah. We're going to leave behind Macedonian Legion. It'll take the supplies. We're going to leave behind someone who's activated. Crassus, it would have been really good. Just, in terms of theme, if you could have done it, but whatever. Just take Thessalonica. Yeah, sorry. We'll finish polishing off Greece. Keep trying to pacify the mountains. Trepanum. Weird. Supply of grain to Rome. Yes, it has decisively ended our grain problems. Means I could probably take these two legions off, essentially, over-glorified guard duty. But man, did we get a lot of prisoners. We will start repairing our merchant fleets because I think they've taken some hits. I'm not entirely sure how it works. Caesar will go just take another city casually. The Equites will continue to do their thing. We'll seize Tarico. I can barely believe Pompey walked into us again. I'm gonna chase down that supplies with that cavalry. Hire some more. Generate some extra cash with the random punishments going out. And we finally caught up to Pompey, so we're going to be kind of tied here at this point. to keep those forts secured. We just want to make sure we have a continuous, basically red all around our forts, except in the direction of the enemy, just so that they can't sneak around behind our forts. And so that's what the cavalry are up to right now. Alright, Caesar's back off doing Caesar things. Mark Antony is off being an absolute mad lad and just stabbing Pompey's army to death. And we just took Africa. I mean, not all of it. But after seeing our other campaigns in Greece and Africa, it's going pretty well so far. And with that much grain, Italy ought to at least be placated. Yeah, there we go. Thessalonica is ours again. Sulla put down that rebellion. There's an army out there somewhere. We didn't beat the auxiliaries. We need to send an actual legion out after that. But I want to get those. Those are all my supply trains. We took Hadrentum. Well, we could sell more prisoners, which we will do. Does that do it? I think it does. It does not. Rome seems kind of annoyed with the whole constant requisitions thing. There's one of my supply wagons back. I'm gonna go with the Mauritian Alliance. These two legions will go down to assault Thapsus. And the bulk of Caesar may just go out to Citra. Or Citra. Attack that, and the Merentians can come in from wherever they feel like. Polish off our military control down there. They'll barricade themselves inside. Looks like they're committing to that bit down there. That siege of Patras. With no breaches, they stand a hard time of getting out of there. I don't know where they go, actually. Probably somewhere else. That was kind of an asinine statement. Finally outstripped Pompey in terms of victory points per turn. He's stuck in Spain with a dying legion. And we will soon be able to control most provinces. And sometimes I put these garrisons down because they generate control over objectives. So they keep this little red X. It gives me the actual control and points. But we've almost achieved parity with them. I know I keep saying it, but this time it's true. Lots of guys running around. Sell some prisoners. And Marcus is just sort of holding there. They burned the depot. We might as well just hang on. I don't know, it's still a fairly big supply point. I think we'll march on back up there, wait there a month, then come back down with what will admittedly be a gigantic army. Well, actually no, it seems mostly fully reinforced back up to its original strength, which wasn't terribly strong. They'll just I'm just gonna have them hold in place. God knows they could stop moving for a while. And they'll probably do him some good. Caesar will continue his campaign of chasing down the enemy wherever he finds them and slaughtering them. Africa fell in 2 months. I think it's fallen. Lord knows I might eat my words. If not my sword. Battle of Dorito. That's those 2 legions that sent down to Thapsus. Caesar won that battle? Oh, that's true. They're not Romans. I always forget that. Romans fighting Romans is a fair fight. Romans fighting non-Romans is a spooky thing to watch, as armies of like 100,000 hit an army of 30,000 and just disintegrate as the Romans destroy them. Still not gonna guard my shipping. I need that navy for other stuff. Yeah, wow. Not a lot of prisoners, not a lot of anything, really. Must have pulled back early. Did the alliance thingy go through? Alright, that's 35,000, guys. That's probably enough. Alright, grab the weakest legion. Jesus, they almost all reformed. Like, completely. Alright, you guys, go get my stuff back. You guys, go kill Pompey. And if you happen to stop on a city, kill Pompey's people too. Or as well. There we go, that's a nice solid wave of red. Just by putting those little blocks between things ought to keep people from being able to get around our forts too easily. I actually never bothered building Roman heavy artillery replacements, since the Roman army builds its own heavy artillery. Building replacements for it is kind of, in my opinion, wasteful. In terms of resources you have to allocate. Go take another city. Why not? Hell, we'll send Autoturks to do that. It's not exactly a challenge, and that army is spooky big. Yeah, just a bunch of phalanx. Alright, we'll take Cirta. Send those guys over to secure that little section of our thing. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll get some actual militia reinforcements because they're actually losing people, especially here. But I think technically we have control of Greece, Italy, Sicily. Let's see. Greece, Italy, Sicily. Africa's coming. Spain, Gaul. Let's see. Well, maybe it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not really sure how they count provinces. So I'm just gonna say I own quite a few. That probably makes sense. One thing I do want to prevent, though, now that I'm thinking about it, is to see a way for Pompey's army to sort of escape. We're gonna go over here and secure our sort of our dragnet here. We've got a pretty secure bit right there. But if we secure it over here, he'll have to take Salamanca or Segovia to break out of our out of northern Spain. While Mark Antony's chasing him around the whole damn place, killing all his people. Who knows? Maybe we'll get him pinned up in something. I really just don't think Pompey, I don't think Pompey has forces in Africa to oppose us. That's not a stalemate, that's a loss. Kind of figured they'd be going back to Pharosalis. That's right, you can assault level 1 forts just on a whim. Yeah, you can assault level 1 forts kind of whenever. Breaches just make it easier. That's what I'm remembering now. It's, yeah, y'all go back over here. It's level 2 forts that you actually have to siege down, unless you're Caesar. Which is why I've been using Caesar to take all those level 2 forts. Guess we never bumped into him. We'll just keep hunting him down until he's out of places to hide. It's not like Mark Antony's got much else to do. Sell more prisoners. And there we go. And we are finally starting to outnumber Pompey. And actually officially outnumber. I think this is the first time in a while we have. And we've lost almost 100,000 men less than him. Seeing the army in front of us, actually, I am going to recruit those prisoners. Finally. Get myself a prisoner legion. We're operating kind of thin out in front of the, in front of Jubal. It's kind of a risk. It's one I am obviously okay with. But it is still a risk. I wonder about going back to Greece. It's kind of shuffling between our hands right now. Don't doubt this legion could hold them. I do doubt now. Just gonna have them hold in there. It's a good chance they might just not assault when they get there. Pirates. Yeah, Numidians. That's who it is. Alrighty, I think I'm going to call it here. We've achieved a heck of a lot more in this episode than we did in the rest of the series. Most of Spain has been conquered or subjugated. Pompey's army has been utterly destroyed and driven before us in the wind. And Caesar went into Egypt, seized the grain. Pompey's still stuck in Spain. Rome has seen peace for, God, maybe 2-3 months now. Greece is still Greece. But we're actually able for the first time to truly contemplate taking the war to other areas, with some of our possessions being safeguarded. Like Spain is firmly under our control, I would say. There's an enemy army operating against us in the area, but Mark Antony can beat it in the field. He's got the men. And furthermore, no one's really operating in a dangerous area. Or in a dangerous way, I should say. And, in fact, Caesar is operating in probably the only vaguely dangerous area. But he's got such powerful legions. I mean, Jesus, one of his legions is technically equal. The 10th legion is technically equal to the 3 phalanx of this other army. Well, more or less. A little bit less, but still. A chunk of that combat power is just coming from Caesar's excellent command of his heavy shock cavalry. Who he's taken through Italy, to Greece, to Spain, to Africa, on victory after victory after victory after victory. Once we subdue Africa, get in that darn Mauritian alliance. Well then I guess we'll just, we'll have to decide where our next target is. Hell, I can decide now. I really want to get these islands, but the problem with that is it requires an island hopping campaign, which is kind of reliant on us having a navy strong enough to do it. And our navy is still woefully underpowered. We may even spend a year peacefully, and I say peacefully with sort of quotation marks, running around in the backfield, doing garrison work, essentially. And while we're doing this sort of garrison work with our armies, our navy will just be building. And because we're doing garrison work, we won't have to pay for the replacements for our army, which has just kind of been in brutal combat after brutal combat for about 2 years now. I mean, really, the high conflict part of the war has just happened, in my personal opinion. And now that we are achieving on the same level of him, about 20 points more per turn, we need about 5, 10, about a year, and we will achieve equivalence with him in terms of victory points. Another year and we'll be above him. So we're already on the path to victory, about halfway through the halfway year. That's pretty good. I think we can make this a bit speedier. I think. Whoop, I keep hitting the console. And I'm kind of wondering if I should go into Asia. I kind of don't want to go into Asia, though, because the terrain there is very difficult. And frankly, we may just go coast hopping, hop from Carthage to Cyrene. It's a fairly big city. Then from there, drop into Alexandria. Whoop, it's crashed. Happens on occasion. Oh well, I think the game is saved. We'll end the episode there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next part.